we were worried about my girls coming out in the last video. In this video, they just might. I don't know. Maybe if I move less, which I think we all know is not something I'm going to do. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Hautemess Tom, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today, we're going to be doing a critical Sass. If you are new to my channel is all about loving my makeup collection as it currently is, being critical of new makeup releases, and when we decide to bring something into our collection, I want to be very critical, be considerate about what I'm bringing in, how much I'm bringing in, and that's kind of like the three ethos of this channel. So if that sounds good to you, I would love to have you subscribe, and don't forget to like this video. Also, I'm on Patreon if you want to support me there. Happy Pride. It's June. This is my first video in June. Happy Pride to those who celebrate. Happy Pride. Oh, happy day. Does anyone listen to the read? My makeup, it's a lot different than it usually is. We did way more and less. Since it is Pride Month, I do want to highlight my favorite charity this month, and that charity is Sisters Pittsburgh. Sisters Pittsburgh is a Black trans-led organization here in the city, and what they do is they provide job opportunities, shelter for the trans and non-binary community in the Pittsburgh area. So I would really appreciate it if you had any kind of funds to donate it to them this month. If you don't want to donate to my charity, I would highly recommend either donating time or money to a local LGBTQIA organization if you have the time. I would really appreciate it. All of this pride stuff is much more than the surface level stuff that we see, right? And so I just want to keep it focused on the people who matter, and those are the LGBTQIA plus community. Let's get into this. So if you're new here, my Critical Sass series is essentially the whole second ethos of my channel, being critical of new makeup releases. So what I like to do is go into trend mood, makeup release radar, and bounce around, see if I can find anything that I'm interested in a positive way or a negative way. So I do want to celebrate the things that I think they are getting right, and I do want to be critical of the things that I feel like they are getting wrong. Sometimes we do get really, really sassy, but other times we do find beauty in things that maybe aren't for us too. I try to come at it with as broad a mind, as an open mind as possible. However, some of these brands and their shenanigans, it's far too much. So I have Trend Mood pulled up on my phone. I'm going to scroll until I see something that I would like to comment on. There's a new brand or a new subcategory of something. So I don't really know what to call this, like category wise, but Kim Kardashian is launching Skkn, which I assume you just pronounce it as Skkn, which is a skincare range. And this launch includes a cleanser, a toner, an exfoliator, a hyaluronic acid serum, a vitamin C8 serum, an eye cream, a face cream, oil drops, and a night oil. Here's the thing. Packaging, I think this packaging is A1. I look at that and I think that looks sleek. And I don't, not really so much her makeup line, but I do feel as though her fragrance line had very sleek packaging. And I think that this packaging is pretty stellar. So I'm going to give her that. However, if you think for 1 second that Kim Kardashian is using any of these products beyond the promotional materials being made for these items, you are wrong. I bet if I don't even know where you could find a Kim Kardashian interview where she talks about her skincare, but I'm sure if you do, it's not Skkn, it's not Skkn, it just isn't. Sorry. I'm so sorry, babe, but it's not it. We know it's not it. We know this isn't what this isn't what you're using. Not only that, Kim Kardashian has access to skincare professionals who can laser her skin, who can do different treatments to her skin that we, as people who do not have as much money and as much access as Kim Kardashian, we're not going to see dermatologists on a regular. We do not have the same access as Kim Kardashian. So do not believe for a second, and I know that most of my audience isn't, but just in case you ended up here, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and brand new, we all know that Kim Kardashian is not using these items. So when I say that to you, how does that make you feel? Because to me, if I know that Kim Kardashian is not actually using these items, then I have no interest in using them. I'm sure Kim's skincare is actually like great. I'm sure that Kim's skin is lovely, but it's not with this. So I'm not interested. The second thing is the vitamin C serum. We all know that vitamin C is like an extremely volatile ingredient. Do I trust Kim Kardashian and her team to get it right, to be the brand who gets it right? Now, I don't know how much any of this costs. It doesn't really have a price range here. I'm going to assume it's the same mid-range pricing that all of her other products tend to be. Like her fragrance was mid-range. Her makeup was mid-range. While it looks pretty, it doesn't make me want to buy it. Makeup Forever is releasing the HD Skin face palettes. This seems really artistry oriented. That's what when I see this, it's artistry forward. I look at these, I think this is like it's a cool release. And I think like if you are someone who likes to really sculpt your face and layer things, I think this would be really fun. I think for me as a consumer, I don't need this. I have cream blushes out the wazoo. I have cream products essentially out the wazoo. So I don't need to bring 6 new ones into my collection. Oh, each palette includes 12 cream shades. Oh, it's on both sides. You open it up, it's on both sides. So there's a light. This won't be here until October. It's available now in the Middle East, and it will be in Europe in August. September, it will be in Japan. In October, it will be in China here. Then November, it will be in Taiwan. No, you do not need to, as a consumer. Now, if you're a makeup artist, go ham. If you think that this is something that you're going to like the quality of. But I think as makeup consumers, unless this was like the only thing we intended on using to do our makeup for a while, we don't need it. The initial relaunch of Lady Gaga's Haus Labs has been announced. And so it includes a Bio Radiant Gel Powder Highlighter for $40. The High Power Pigment Paint for $24. The PhD Hybrid Lip Oil. I wonder if that's one of the things that made it from the other collection, because I remember the lip oils being something that people enjoyed. The Power Sculpt Velvet Bronzer, $38. The Optic Intensity Eco Eyeliner for $22. The Monster Lip Crayon and the Edge Precision Brow Pencil. Wow. Do I have thoughts? I had not looked at the price point until just now. It is a bold move to charge $40 for your highlighter. That's like Pat McGrath pricing. Like, I'm pretty sure that the highlights I bought from Pat McGrath are like $40, or if not, the blushes are $40. I want to make a correction. The Pat McGrath highlighters are much more expensive than this. However, I did pull up Sephora while I was editing, and I just want to talk about like the pricing of some other things just so we can compare. So the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Highlighter Wand is also $40. The Charlotte Tilbury is, even though I don't care for the brand Charlotte Tilbury, I understand that its pricing is luxury. So I just find it confusing that this is the price point we're going with. Merit's highlighter stick is $30. Anastasia Beverly Hills Iced Out highlighter is $34. The highlighters from Benefit are $32. The Dior highlighter is $48. The thing is, it's just like, what is this price point? The Charlotte Tilbury, the new highlighter is $45. I just think that this is priced too high. But maybe that's just my delusion. Maybe I'm wrong, but like something about this feels like a weird price point. Haus Labs, when it was on Amazon, was more mid-range, right? Like I would have expected to pay like $30-ish for a highlighter, maybe from Haus Labs, or maybe I'm very wrong. However, these pigment paints look a lot like the Danessa Myricks Color Fix. The Color Fix comes in way more shades, and I believe is $7 cheaper. I'm like fairly certain that Color Fix is around $17. They might vary in price, different finishes. I wouldn't buy this. I wouldn't buy any of this. the thing was, your prices went up. Tell me why. I just need someone to explain why. I mean, the packaging of the highlighters and the bronzers, like, is kind of cute. It's kind of cute. Is it weighted? I want to know what it feels like. I imagine it's probably not weighted, considering that we are coming back running on a clean brand platform. I assume that these are going to be like more eco-friendly packaging, but I could be wrong. Now, some of these highlighters look like blushes to me, and some of them are very pretty. So when I say that, I think I'm just confused as that this is the choice. This is the choice. The thing is, Haus Labs had an incredible opportunity to relaunch. Now, in that relaunch, there has been a lot of feedback given, a lot of feedback that I've seen, that we weren't really excited by Haus Labs initially. And so you had the opportunity to like wipe the slate clean and launch a bunch of new stuff. And I don't know how this is where we landed. I guess I don't understand. Not only that, I'm going to double check. I don't think they brought their liquid eyeliner formula over. They didn't bring and that was the one thing that I heard regularly from people who had tried the brand, that they really liked that eyeliner. And so to me, that doesn't make any sense. So you brought the lip oils over, but not your black eyeliner. Okay. You know what I'll be excited to see? Whatever the first holiday release is from Haus Labs, because I'm genuinely not interested in this. And if you're concerned with your product being clean, then this might be a good alternative to the Color Fix. But like I said, it is, I believe, more expensive than the Danessa Meyer's Color Fix. And I don't know why I feel some kind of way about this. Now, I understand that I understand that brands, like, there's a lot of overlap in things, but like the Color Fix was like the first thing that was like it just like, it feels so Danessa Meyer's. And so to see this as like a thing, just like, I don't know. I understand that there are other products that exist that are like the Color Fix, but Haus Labs feels much more like a direct competitor with Danessa Meyer's being in a Sephora. We launched lip liners, but no lipsticks. I don't know. This ain't it for me, folks. This just isn't it. RMS is launching the Redimension Hydra Powder Blush. They're $30 each. Lady Gaga, these are $30 each. And they look really beautiful. Now, I'm not in the market for a blush. I know we're in the summer of blush. These are really pretty. And if I could see a former version of myself seeing these and being like, ooh, that's so pretty, I just need to buy it. But refined me looks at it and says, that is really pretty, but I do not need that. They are pretty. They even like the pressing of them, they're pretty. They look really cute. Tarte has launched the Amazonian Clay Blurring Powder Foundation. I guess this makes sense for the summer. I was like, why would we launch a powder foundation? But I just am not a powder foundation wearer, so that like kind of immediately excludes me from this release, which that is fine. That doesn't bother me. 5, 10, 15, 21 shades? Why 21 shades? How do we land on 21? Anyway, so I will say this. The compact for this foundation is really cute. It's really pretty. The embossing is like kind of their traditional Amazonian clay pattern. A weightless, buildable, covered, skin-like soft focus finish helps to reduce a look of fine lines and imperfections for up to 16 hours of wear that won't cake or fade. Sodium hyaluronic moisture complex helps moisturize and temporarily plump. My lip gloss that I put on top of this lipstick is not doing it for me. Okay, I don't know that I'm reading this right. It says all of that, and then it says plus brush $39. I don't know if the brush is $39 or the foundation and the brush. I don't know about this. I feel so underqualified to talk about powder foundation because what it would never get me excited. I don't fuss with powder foundations. Not that there's anything wrong with that if you do. Like, I don't think that like if you like them, I don't know how to tell you. Like, I don't need talked out of this at all. But if you are someone who really enjoys powder foundation, I don't know what to tell you, because a soft focus blurring foundation sounds like really nice to me. I don't know about the shade range. It appears in the imagery that I'm looking at, it looks like it has an okay gradient, but I can't see them all in the pan. So I don't know. I don't know about this. I'm just going to move on. This is more of a PSA, I guess, is that Tarte is releasing a tubing mascara, which I'm not big on tubing mascaras, but I know that those of you who are very into tubing mascaras. So that is information for you. Interesting to see. I feel like this is the most Tarte has released in a very long time. Nars, I think this is a bringing back from last year, because I could have sworn that I talked about these last year, but the Nars Laguna bronzing cream, which, they're all Lagunas, but Laguna numbers. Laguna 1, Laguna 2, anyway. If I did not have a cream bronzer that I'm very happy with, this is something that I would be like keen on trying. I also know that Haley from Beauty News really loved this formula, like really loved it. And I believe that Kat also had it and really loved it. If it is the same product that they released last year, then I don't understand why Nars wouldn't just make this permanent in their collection. If they've already brought it back once, maybe it's just like a good product that you should just have on the shelves. Makeup by Maria is releasing the SoftSculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer, a complexion balm that warms, tints, and evens skin tone with a dewy finish. And the SoftSculpt Transforming Perfector, a blend of perfecting powders that blur, illuminate, and set with radiant, glowing finish. It comes in 5 shades. This is already launched. This is already out. So there's a complexion balm, which feels a lot like the Danessa Myricks one. And an interesting through line for those to be released around the same time, because it wasn't that long ago that Danessa's was released, but has the opposite finish. It's a dewy finish. So I was so perplexed by the release of this from Danessa Myricks, but now we have it from Mario. I'm wondering, I would have to watch, I have watched Danessa use hers, thinking about them both as makeup artists, professional makeup artists who do makeup on other people. In my brain, that's like, this was a gap in the market that they both saw, created a product for, and released around the same time. I'm wondering how they landed on this being a thing that they think the market needed. Now, not to say, I do think that anyone I have watched that has used the Danessa Myricks one has really enjoyed it. I haven't seen anyone pull this one out yet, but I just think that's interesting. That's where I land. I would try either one of them, but maybe the Mario, actually, I probably would get the Danessa one, to be quite honest, because I am oily and it is more like that soft matte finish, which I do prefer a dewy finish, but I do think in a product like this, the purpose for me to get it would be for like a little bit of matteness. The powder sounds like everything I want. Blur, illuminate, set. I need another powder, like I need a hole in my head though, especially one that's specifically for blurring, considering I have a Chantecaille open and I have a backup of it, which regrets. I did not realize that product would be permanent after I bought it twice. So now I'm kind of like in this position, I could very well easily give that powder to someone who would really enjoy it. However, I don't know that I don't really need to try a new powder, right? So that's where I'm thinking. An excellent release from Mario, I would say. Like something about this like feels really cool and interesting, just as it did with Danessa. Now, I think in my brain, I had that moment with the paints from Haus Labs where it felt like a cheap knockoff. This one from Mario versus what Danessa has done feels like a nice equal but opposite complement to what Danessa has done. Again, don't know anything about these as far as reviews go. These have been out probably long enough for there to be a review or at least a first impressions of them. So I will keep my eyes peeled to hear people talk about them, that's for sure. My arch nemesis, Trixie Mattel, from Trixie Cosmetics, has released a bronzer. Their bronzer trio, sort of. And I didn't watch the product launch of this because let me start with compliments. The compact is very cute, very Trixie, very like 60s girl. So there's 2 matte bronzers and a highlighter in one compact. I assume the idea is to swirl around and give yourself a glowy bronzer. Split pans are a tough sell for me. I don't mind the gradient of the Hindash palette. I don't love the Victoria Beckham smoky eye bricks because there is no pan, they're a split pan. I just don't love the aesthetic of that. This, I mean, like looking at it, the launch, this is obviously something that I would never really buy. But also there's the Bestie balms, which that seems really cute. Like they're little lip balms. I can't be mad at a lip balm. I don't know who this person is, but on Trend Mood, I'm going to just read the post. It says, say hello to Isamaya Beauty by Isamaya French. Bringing us edginess, a real visionary in the beauty world and fashion. I need to look her up. She has co-developed cosmetics lines for Tom Ford and Byredo, global beauty director of Burberry Beauty. I love Burberry Beauty. Okay. All right. So so the first launch will include the eyeshadow palette industrial colors in putty textures, moody inky shades, also bright green and orange, encased in a black compact with a ghostly torso pressed through its lid. What does that mean? The rubber lash mascara, which has an instant stretch effect, impaled by a hard metal piercing, and then a pomade that laminates the eyebrow for a naked effect. You can apply foundation on it and also create new brows. Will be available in June. Again, I don't know anything about this makeup artist, but if I'm looking at this imagery, this is exciting. And I say that because this has a vision and a niche where I feel like what kind of has happened in the beauty industry is that where I think at one point brands kind of filled the gaps where others couldn't, right? You wanted a colorful eyeshadow, you go to MAC. You wanted like just a punky, edgy lip color, you would go to Urban Decay. But now everything is trying to appeal to everyone. And that's where we like have lost just like anything that's exciting. And while I cannot see the products as I record this, what often happens when I record Critical Sass is that by the time it releases, we know more about something. So if by the time I'm editing this, more has been released about the brand than what's on Trend Mood, I will pop in what I think. I think this is exciting. I think that just looking at the way that this is being sold to us already, that I already want this eyeshadow palette. Don't even know what it looks like. The word putty is in there somehow. I don't understand. Putty, inky, what? Yes. I don't know what that means. This brow product seems very akin to something that like a lot of people I watch on YouTube would like really enjoy something like that. I don't know. I don't know about you. Like, please let me know in the comments what you think about this. Also, let me know what you know about this makeup artist, but the resume speaks for itself. Byredo, Tom Ford, Burberry. So I might buy this eyeshadow palette. I don't know when it launches. I might keep my eye open. I will look at it first, see how much it is first. And if you're wondering, if you've been watching my channel, if you know that I often say that like eyeshadow is the last thing I need. Well, I clearly don't need a brow product, which is like part of the brand. I could buy the mascara, but mascara doesn't get my rocks off. Like I don't love a mascara. It's like not something that I get super excited about. I'm very like, I like what I like. It's fine by me. I can keep using the same mascara that I've been using. It's like not something that I need to try everything. However, this seems to have a vision. I want to support that. I want to support like this individuality in each. This looks like very specific types of makeup. And that's why I look at this and I'm very excited. I know I haven't seen it, but like that's my gut tells me that I want to buy that eyeshadow palette. I imagine that it's not going to have colors that I don't already have, but I want to play with that. Like this gets me inspired. So inspire me, mommy. Rose Inc is releasing cream bronzers and highlighters. So the cream bronzer is going to be $36, which is less than Lady Gaga's, just saying that one. And then the Solar Radiance highlighter, $30. But that one is refillable. Why not the bronzer? Why not the bronzer? Or is the bronzer in something that you'd like twist off? Anyway, I don't know that I'm sure there's a reason the packaging from Rose Inc is shaped the way it is, but I don't like it. It's not aesthetically pleasing to me. Like the arches, it just reminds me of Lockdown and being on TikTok, just the arches there. The bronzers are beautiful. The thing is, based on looking at the swatches of them, the light one, it looks really orange but I would definitely try the Kawaii. I can't say words. The highlighters are really pretty too. I just think that the bronzers are not in pans, but the cream highlighters are. The highlighters are really pretty too. The thing that strikes me more out of the set is obviously the cream bronzer. And that's like much more my bread and butter. Because when it comes to a cream highlighter, it needs to be something a little more special. And like I just said, you know, brands are really trying to appeal to everyone right now. So I just think that this is like more of that. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a solid release. Feels like it's really adding to the range of Rose Ink, which I actually don't know much about that range. All I know is that the concealer is Hannah Louise Poston's favorite. The Ordinary is launching the multi-peptide lash and brow serum. It'll be available June 9th on their website in Sephora for $14.50. I mean, if that works, that's significantly cheaper than like Grande Lash. So I think that's a cool idea. I think that's a very excellent addition to the Ordinary range. It's something that I guess I'm going to run out and buy. I do really like Grande Lash. I've used it a couple times and I got great results from it. But it is like one of those things where it's like kind of consistency is key. And then like I use the bottle and my lashes look really good. And then like, you know, in like 6 months, it's like I didn't do any of that. But if you wanted to try a new one, I can't see this being a bad option. This is going to be shocking because, you know, me and Pat McGrath, we feel the way we feel about each other. But Pat McGrath launched a new Skin Fetish highlighter and balm duo in Extreme Cyber Orchid. I like these. I have the original Skin Fetish, like from in the black packaging that I'm still working on. You know, it's been a long time. I had it for a long time. The only thing holding me back from buying this is that I have a Ritual Defeat product that looks very similar to this. However, it's the first not boring thing that Pat McGrath has released in a while. So I'm very excited to see that. More of this. You know, also, we could lose the balm side. That part doesn't really appeal to me. If we just made a highlighter stick with the one side, that would be like better. I don't even need more product. Make it smaller. Weight the packaging more. Just make it the highlighter side. I don't need the balm. But the formula of these is really nice. I really like it. It works really well on powder, on top of clean skin, like no makeup. Very pretty. Definitely something that I think is really pretty and is like a nice addition to the range. A little bit of a out of left field feeling, like I don't understand where this came from, but happy it's here. Do I think you need to run out and buy it? No, certainly not. But it is interesting that we are coming back to the the iridescent highlighter trend seems to be on the way back, but more so in creams. But I have seen powders too. It's feeling very 2017, feeling very 2016, 2017. Not in a bad way, because I do think the formulas that we have now versus the formulas that we had 6 years ago are going to be like way more elegant. And I don't think they're going to be as much of like a streak situation as we used to have. I think that these are going to be like much more balanced when it comes to shift versus, I don't know, chalkiness on the cheek. Anyway, very pretty Pat McGrath. Good job. Like the audacity of me to be like, great job, Pat McGrath, as if she isn't like doesn't run a $1 billion business. Do you know how often, you know, Trend Mood will talk about like shifts in companies? So Jared Blandino and Jeremy Johnson are leaving Too Faced. That's either a really good thing or a bad thing for Too Faced. A good thing because a lot of people didn't like Jared in the drama of it all. I also think that should Estee Lauder want to not like overhaul, but like pick a lane for Too Faced, I think that would be very smart. So I think if we just chose to be like a cute brand and make high quality cosmetics aimed at a younger audience, I think that's the move we should make. No more, like, get rid of the sexual innuendos and just make it like a cute brand. Because I think that's what Too Faced is meant to be. Not this confusing, like, pulling out a heart compact that the shade is called I'm a Slut or whatever. I like don't know what the names of these things are, but like something was called Lady Balls, right? So I just think if we just went cute and leaned into it. I don't think we need to be like hokey and cute. We could just be the cute people, like cutesy things. So I say roll with that. Let that be your thing. But the flip side of this is also that like Estee Lauder is not going to care enough to do anything with the brand, and the brand just fades away. I kind of rolled through Trend Mood in this time. I'm going to check out Makeup Release Radar, which talks more about indie. Oh, Chanel. Chanel is releasing a new shade of their Healthy Glow bronzing cream. It's saying 3 new products. Also, I can't tell if the new shade is the deepest shade, but I do believe that the deepest shade is the one that I own. So be wary. Buyer beware. I do think the middle one is the new one. Bearing that in mind, we could have released more bronzers that went deeper, Chanel. Why didn't we do that? I'm just saying. But anyway, it's a really nice product. I really like it. Okay, that's all that sparked conversation for me, all that sparked my brain and made it think and move and shift. So if you are new here and you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you subscribe. That'd be like very cool of you. And don't forget to like this video before you leave here today, before you leave the meeting today. Patreon, I'm on Patreon if you'd like to support me there. 2 extra videos, no matter what patron level you choose to support me at. Every patron gets the same. That's how we run things over there. But so City Paper, Pittsburgh City Paper, every year does a best of Pittsburgh. And I live in Pittsburgh. And so I need help to get nominated to then be voted for. Now, nominations, this information I like put elsewhere, but I'll leave it down below. I would like, if you had a moment, to take the time to click that link, put me in as your nomination for best YouTube creator or YouTube, whatever. But on the link, you'll click it and then scroll all the way to the bottom. That's where the category is. And then you'll just put Hautemess Tom in there. It will ask for your email and it might ask for your zip code. It doesn't matter if your zip code isn't mine or a Pittsburgh zip code. I don't think that's really how this works, but I am asking, it could be a great promotion for me, but and you can do it every day. So if you want to, if you're feeling so inclined, I will be really annoying about it on my Instagram, which is also linked down below. So I would be really cool. It'd be cool to get, last year I did get nominated, but I was nowhere close to winning. I don't think I will ever win because Pittsburgh down is a thing, but it would be cool to be nominated again. So let's try. Can we try? That'd be really cool if we did that. Anyway, that'd be really great if you could do that for me. Anyway, that ends the video. Remember to follow your Haute and you will find me. Thank you so much for watching again. I will see you in the next video. Bye. For